Meeting for October 14th, 2025. Please rise for the flag pledge. Okay, I have a few items to cover before we get started. Please sign in at the door if you have not already done so. There you'll also find a detailed handout of the step-by-step procedure we'll follow tonight. If you wish to take one, please put any electronic devices on a silent mode at this time. Also, please note that all testimony is being recorded for the record. Members of the Planning Commission are appointed by the County Board of Commissioners with one member from each of the 5 commissioner districts. Land Service staff is here to assist the Planning Commission with its duties. The task of the Planning Commission is to hold a public hearing and make a recommendation to the County Board of Commissioners for approval or denial of requests for conditional and interim use permits, rezones, plats, and ordinance amendments in accordance with state law and county ordinance. The burden of proving a request meets the criteria for approval rests with the applicant. There is a protocol for how we will proceed tonight. For each request on the agenda, we will hear a staff report, hear testimony from the applicants, and then we will discuss and gather more information as needed. Next, I'll ask if there's anyone in the audience wishing to speak to this request. I will ask each party to come to the podium, state their name and address for the record, and give their testimony. And that'd be the podium in the corner by the door. Please be as factual as possible and direct all statements and questions to me. After all testimony is complete, I'll close the public hearing portion of the process. The Planning Commission will then review and discuss the case in terms of our finding of fact criteria as required by Minnesota statute and county ordinance. We'll have a series of votes, discuss whether conditions be made. Then there will be a final motion to recommend approval or denial to the County Board of Commissioners. After this final vote on your request, you may leave if you wish. The County Board of Commissioners will then consider the request and our recommendation at their next regular meeting and will either grant or deny the request. So tonight we have 2 items on the agenda. First one is Nathan Gruber. If you guys would want to come up here and sit up in the front table. No property address, application for conditional use permit to establish a Tier 2 poultry feedlot located in west half of northeast quarter, less .66 AC, section 36, township 40, range 31, Agram Township. And if you guys, once you get seated, if you could please state your names for the record in the microphone.
Nathan Gruber.
Charles Gruber.
Okay, thank you. At this time, Amy, you ready with staff report?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Again, this is a request for a conditional use permit to establish a Tier 2 chicken feedlot. The ordinance sections that apply is section 604.6 and 1209. Here's an aerial photograph of the property outlined in blue. And then here is a site drawing provided by the applicant. This is a 79.34 acre property, and the property is undeveloped and currently utilized for cropping. The applicant proposes establishing a Tier 2 chicken feedlot by building 2 chicken barns. All setbacks are met with the chicken barns, and Agram Township has approved a new driveway entrance to serve the barns. Agram Township has documented high nitrates, and the Minnesota Department of Agriculture has issued specific best management practice guidelines for the area. There are no immediate or specific plans for a stacking slab. The soils at the barn site are not suitable for stockpiling, and this must be discussed with the applicant as to the plan for manure stockpiling in the meantime. The Soil and Water Conservation District conducted an environmental review, and their comment and recommendations were that the site is suitable for a Tier 2 feedlot operation and the barns meet all setbacks. Soils are not suitable for stockpiling, and it is recommended that a stacking slab be installed before the barn is populated with birds. The nearest wetland is 25 feet away from the corner of one of the barns, which meets the required setback. However, if impacts to the wetland are encountered, the property owner must work with the Soil and Water Conservation District to permit them. Land Services staff recommends the following conditions if approved. The wetland boundaries must have a barrier installed to avoid impact from construction. The area surrounding the barns shall have permanent vegetation planted and maintained. A stacking slab must be constructed before stocking the barns with birds, and at least 25% of the manure must be transferred or sold. And then here are your criteria questions, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you, Amy. Does that sound accurate to you, gentlemen?
Yeah.
You have anything else to add to what she just went through?
No.
Okay, so I'm sure we'll have some questions for you. I guess I'll open it up to the board at this time. If you guys have questions for the applicants or staff, now's the time.
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead, Brent.
maybe we should have some of that discussion about the stacking slab and, you know, the soils not being consistent for that. What is the plan for that in the future? I know that you wanted to maybe put in a cement slab now, or what? Maybe I'll just leave it open to you.
Okay, I'll defer all questions to him as this is gonna be his project.
Okay.
Yeah, I would put a stacking slab, which I would anyway, before the barn, or, during the construction project, it'd be part of it. Similar to what all the, most of these farmers are doing now, building these.
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead, Amy.
so just to clarify, you have plans to construct a stacking slab with construction of the barns?
Yeah,
Okay.
Is that suitable for you, Brent, or your question, or?
Well, I'm kind of trying to follow this through to see if that was all of the discussion that needed to be had regarding that.
Well, I think if he has the plans, it's in our condition too, so,
Yeah, condition number 3.
yeah.
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead, Marv.
I assume you're done, Brent? if
Yeah,
I'm
go
on.
ahead.
Okay. This barn, is it a solid concrete all the way through? Because I know some of the barns have some open area and just concrete. How's that built? Do you know?
well, the barns are concrete, yeah, they're built on a concrete slab, I'm not gonna be using clay. I'd be
Okay.
using concrete. And then the manure containment area also is concrete.
Okay, so the entire barn is
Yeah.
concrete
Yep.
first. And why I'm asking this, we were, next to that land, Jim Andrews' pig barn, we've seen it, very low, wet.
Yep,
And here, you start reading the criteria, it meets the setbacks, but a high water table, high nitrates. This township got a problem with nitrates. What does poultry manure have? High nitrates, very high nitrates. And I just don't know how this correlates and how we could approve of something like this here, because even if you had a stacking slab there, you're gonna have a shower rain or whatever like that. Your runoff, it's gonna go right in that water, and all that swamp lowlander, that's filtering this water. And this, water is one of our greatest natural resources, and once you got that contaminated, you can't get it back. And I'm really, really thinking, this is not the best place for this with all the things going on. That's just my opinion here because of the nitrates. High offset rating, no other buildings around there, you're not gonna be hurting anybody else because the smells or anything else. But with this high water table and, the type of soil that's there, I'm quite concerned, to say the least.
If I may say something about, they call it a stacking slab, but they're built with 3 or 4 foot high concrete walls around them, except one open area to be able to get in. It's more or less a building.
And it's covered, yeah. It's got a roof over it.
Over the top. So that the water doesn't get
Yeah.
down into the.
Keeps your material dry.
Yeah, I've seen numerous
Yeah.
ones like that, and you're from the barn transferring it back and forth and, put it there. So, does it hold majority of the manure? Yes. But, as you're moving it,
Yeah.
it's a few feet away from the barn. You got that concrete slab, you're sliding over, you're gonna be dropping something there. And, I mean, no matter how clean and neat you are, some of that's gonna happen.
That all,
That's concerns of mine.
Yeah.
that all you had, Mark?
Rightfully so.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me guess, a couple questions I had. One was, I see in here your plans, you had, Nathan, that you were gonna propose one well. Is that still the case, or are you doing a well per barn?
It would be one, if I can get away with one, I want to do just one, yes.
Okay, then have you checked into also with the DNR for a water appropriations permit? Have you
Yeah.
done any of that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're working
Yeah,
on that?
With Mark
Okay.
Anderson, yep.
Okay. Then you have 309 acres for your manure management plan. You need 508, but you have 651 acres total. So that'd be 342 acres of transferred manure. And you have that all kind of taken care of now already.
Yeah.
I'm sure you did when you did a manure management plan. You got to submit that, but.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Then I'll go back to a little bit about, I think some of the concerns with the manure or whatever. I'm not so concerned about 1 bucket or 2 buckets spilling and can contaminate nothing. But one thing to look at, I don't know if you're just gonna engineer this, stacking slab on your own or how you're gonna go about it, and that's fine. But just one, thing, maybe talk with Soil and Water, or NRCS, I should say. You don't have to necessarily do all their specs, but one thing to think about is, I think would ease everybody here too also is, when they design these, they design them that, water goes to them. But then also there's a lip so that it's like dished into the shed a little
Yep.
bit so it don't come out. So you're all aware of all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm a steward of the land as well. I mean, the Lord gave us this land, to use, not to abuse. So I'm, very conscientious of, I grew up hunting this area, so I'm quite well of that too, aware of it.
And then you also, I seen in here you talked and you got your approach figured out with the township, and that was approved, the Agram Township. That's correct.
Yep.
Okay. All right, anybody else have any more questions for anybody? Okay. Guess I'll open this portion of the meeting to the public. If there's any public comment, now's the time for this applicant. If you have any public comment, go to the podium and speak. Any public comment?
Good evening, my name's Don Cheetah, and I guess as long as I drove in, I guess I might as well say something. First of all, for the township, I'm on the town board, and yeah, that was no problem. And the road is more than sufficient. Talk to the guy that does the maintaining and building the roads. And then off of that, I have 2 barns myself, and those stacking slabs are incredibly efficient and just one of the best tools that we've come with for manure management. And yeah, in our area, Agram Township, it definitely has to have a stacking slab. Yeah, and the NRCS designs them for that purpose to there's really not much else you can do. And one difference, yes, chicken manure has a lot of the nitrogen, but it's a dry. Difference between that and your liquid manures, it's way easier managed. It's a dry, solid product instead of liquid. So you can contain it with those 4-foot walls. And yeah, when we haul our manure out, it's dry. It has a roof on it. Only moisture it gets in is maybe from snow. But yeah, I think that's all I had, unless somebody has a question.
Okay, thank you. Any other public comment? Any other public comment? I got asked 3 times, so I'll ask the third and final time. Is there any other public comment? Hearing none, I'll close this portion of the meeting to the public. I guess maybe one thing I'd like to ask a question so we can hear it. Colette's here, our feedlot officer. Could you go up there for a second, please? So here, you did your assessment on this and gave, I read through that. Do you think that's an issue, the manure on this thing in the manure management plan, in your estimation on what you've seen and looked at and looking at their plans?
I guess the only thing I would make a comment on or anything like that is just to pretty much make sure that a good portion of it gets transferred out, because the land that's available to him that in his ownership is suitable, but only for who knows amount of time. It would have to be closely watched by the manure management plan. So as long as that's in there to transfer a good portion of it out of there, then I wouldn't see any concerns with the
Okay.
plan.
George, you had
Mr.
something?
Chairman, yes. So Colette, what is a good portion?
The
50?
minimum, yeah, the minimum would be that 25%.
25%? Okay,
The more the better.
okay, yeah, I just had that question. Then for you, Nathan, too, so I'm
That's
assuming
good,
that
Colette. Go ahead, George.
Scott Hennon is gonna probably take the excess out of there, is that what's gonna happen?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
thank you.
he's a broker,
Yeah.
and he hauls out of the county. I mean, he hauls it all over, so.
Okay, thank you.
So according to what I see on your plan, over 50% is gonna get transferred and sold, is what I come up with anyway. So you're over that 25% as long as you make sure it happens. I think we're good. Okay, anybody else have any other questions or comments before we go to the sheets? Okay, we'll go to our criteria questions. Okay, question 1, the use will not put excess burden on roadways, utilities, and public facilities such as parks and schools. John?
Roadways, utilities, and public facilities, parks and schools aren't anywhere near this overall location, so the burden is outside of a couple truckloads here and there for construction and birds in and out every 8 weeks. That's all you're going to have, so that's correct. It will not put excessive burden on any of the listed uses there.
Okay, thanks, John. I'll just add, that gentleman was, Don Cheetah was here from the township and said the road's plenty good for it, so it's built for that, so I just wanted to add that. Anybody else have anything to add to question 1? Now move to question 2. The request will not be detrimental to the use and enjoyment of other property in the immediate vicinity for the purpose already permitted, nor impede the normal and orderly development and improvement of the surrounding vacant property for uses predominant area. I'll take that one. You look at the aerial map, it's all ag, there's all farms in that area, a lot of vast farmland. We look for residents, I believe, if I remember right, it was like 1,300 feet away or something like that, so there's not really a lot of homes or anybody real close to this. So I could say yes to question 2, that this is in a pretty good area for not impeding on anybody else. Anybody else have to add to question 2?
Mr. Chair.
Go ahead, Marvin.
With a 98% offset rating, that shows also that it's in a remote area like that, and it's good in that respect.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? If not, we'll move to question 3. The use and opinion of the planning commission is reasonably related to the existing land use and environment. Groundwater, surface water, and air quality in the surrounding area will not be adversely affected by the proposed use. We'll go to Brent.
We're looking at ag land being further utilized for agricultural purposes here, just in a different way. The groundwater is a concern here with the soils, not being suitable, but looking at the conditions that we've listed, having a stacking slab before the barns, having the manure hauled out or sold or transferred is taking care of some of the groundwater, surface water issues, air quality. You've got the 98% offset. You've got the nearest home 1,313 feet away. I think that the surrounding area is not going to be adversely affected by this proposed use.
Okay, thank you, Brent. Anybody else? Question 3.
Mr. Chair, as I brought up earlier, I was concerned, and I believe the groundwater could be affected by allowing this barn in this area. Even with the conditions, I'm a bit concerned.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Okay, question 4. The use is consistent with the purposes of the zoning ordinance and the purpose of the zoning district in which the applicant intends to locate the proposed use. George?
Yes, I believe so. The surrounding area consists of farmland with scattered wetlands, grasslands to the east and south. There are no residents within a quarter of a mile. I think Brent mentioned the closest one was 1,300 and some feet away of the proposed site. So I believe that the use is consistent with the purposes of the zoning ordinance and purposes of the zoning district.
Okay, thank you, George. Anybody else have anything to add to question 4? Okay, we'll move on to question 5. The use is not in conflict with the comprehensive plan or the water plan of the county. Marvin?
I don't believe it's in conflict with the comp plan because it is ag, in an ag area, and as all the other conditions and things that were brought up about it, it fits. The only thing I still believe that it's in conflict with the water plan of the county.
Anybody else? Question 5?
Mr. Chair.
Go ahead.
Looking at the concerns raised by Marv, I think looking at the recommendations of land services and staff with the 4 conditions, the wetland boundaries must have a barrier installed to avoid impact from construction. The area surrounding the barns shall have permanent vegetation planted and maintained. Stacking slab to be constructed before stockpiling the barns with birds. And at least 25% of the manure must be transferred out or sold. I think that helps offset the concerns for the water quality concern that Marv has raised.
Okay, I'll just maybe add too, we got to look at one thing here. When we read through the management plan here, the conditions and everything that they're actually doing on this, I think really they're doing everything that possibly can to protect that, and that it's asked of them and required of them, and it's actually conditions, and it's actually into law or whatever it's going to be into. When you look through the manure management plan, when you look through what the MDA says, Minnesota Department of Ag, when you're talking about the high nitrates in that area and they're talking about the fertilizer use, all it is a recommendation. Here we got some teeth into this, so I feel that we're protecting the groundwater a lot more than we are with commercial fertilizer. So that'd be kind of part of my thing for question 5. Anybody else have anything else? Okay, so Amy, real quick, could you just please pull up the conditions just so they can look at them, applicants, one more time before we vote? Okay, so you guys understand, or Nathan, you understand the conditions that we want, or that we're going to impose before we vote here? So the wetland boundaries must be a barrier installed to avoid impact from construction. The surrounding barn vegetated plant, we like to usually see about 50 feet around the barns with grass or something, okay?
That was my question, was what is the vegetation?
Normally what we do on pretty much all these barns is we condition 50-foot grass buffer around the barns, okay? A stacked slab must be construction before stocking the barn with birds, and then at least 25% of them must be transferred or sold. And I think you've been watching that, and you already got in your plan 50%, so I think you'd be good on that. But these are things, if this would get approved, if any of them are violated, then you lose your conditional use permit, so you fine with all that.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we're gonna go, keep in mind these conditions, guys, and we're gonna vote, so. Question 1, the use will not put an excess burden on roadways, utilities, and public facilities such as parks and schools. John?
Yes.
Myself, Clint is yes. Brent?
Yes.
George?
Yes.
Marvin?
Yes.
Question 2, the request will not be detrimental to the use and enjoyment of other property in the immediate vicinity for the purposes already permitted, nor impede the normal and orderly development and improvement of surrounding vacant property for uses predominant area. Myself, Clint is yes. Brent?
Yes.
George?
Yes.
Marvin?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Okay, question 3, the use and opinion of the planning commission is reasonably related to the existing land use and the environment. Groundwater, surface water, and air quality in the surrounding area will not be adversely affected by the proposed use. Brent?
Yes.
George?
Yes.
Marvin?
No.
John?
Yes.
Myself, Clint is yes with the conditions. 4, the use is consistent with the purpose of the zoning ordinance and the purpose of the zoning district in which the applicant intends to locate the proposed use. George?
Yes.
Marvin?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Myself, Clint is yes. Brent?
Yes.
Okay, question 5, the use is not in conflict with the comprehensive plan or the water plan of the county. Marvin?
No.
Okay, John?
Yes.
Myself, Clint is yes with the conditions. Brent?
Yes.
George?
Yes.
Okay. So it looks like all 5 of the questions were answered in affirmative. So I would take a motion to recommend approval to the County Board of Commissioners at this time.
Mr. Chair, I would make that motion with the 4 conditions.
Yep, 4.
And I will second that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, Brent, and then George. All in favor, say aye. Brent?
Aye.
George?
Aye.
Marvin?
Nay.
Myself, Clint is aye. John?
Aye.
Okay, so we're gonna recommend approval to the County Board of Commissioners, and they'll hear that at their next meeting, which will be October 21st. So if you have any questions between then and now, contact Land Services and they can help you through it. Okay, so good luck, you're free to go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay, so next on the agenda. So next up, we have Jordan and Anna Schutz. I hope I said it right. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Schutz, you guys can come up to the podium, please.
Do I need that back if it's the original?
Jordan and Anna Schutz, 31171 113th Street, Piers, Minnesota. Application for conditional use permit to establish a Tier 2 poultry feedlot located in point of northwest quarter, Section 31, Township 40, Range 29, Hillman Township. So if you guys would speak in the mic and state your names for the record, please.
Jordan Schutz.
Anna Schutz.
Okay, thank you. Amy, you ready with the staff report?
I am, Mr. Chair. Again, conditional use permit request to establish a Tier 2 chicken feedlot. The ordinance sections that apply to this request is 604.6 and 1209. Here's an aerial photograph of the property. The 2 parcels are outlined in blue and yellow. And then here's a site drawing with the barns drawn in. So again, this property consists of 2 parcels and is 80 acres together. The applicant lives on the property. About half the acreage is currently utilized for cropping. The applicant proposes establishing a Tier 2 chicken feedlot by building 2 chicken barns. There are delineated wetlands on the property, and the Morrison County Public Works and the Soil and Water Conservation District has approved a new driveway entrance to serve the barns. The applicant plans to construct a stacking slab in conjunction with the barns. The Soil and Water Conservation District conducted an environmental review. Their comment and recommendations were that the site is suitable for a Tier 2 feedlot operation and the barns meet all setbacks. A stacking slab is planned to be constructed with the barns. And the two parcels will be combined before the public hearing. And then the land services staff recommended the following condition, that the area surrounding the barns shall have permanent vegetation planted and maintained. And then here are your criteria questions, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you, Amy. Does that sound correct to you guys, or you have anything to add to that, or?
We do not plan to combine the two parcels, but we own both of them.
Then we're gonna have a setback issue. So, are you gonna be 200 feet from that property line?
So, we were told that we could sign that we cannot, we would be,
We'd have to sell both parcels together.
Yes.
In the variance.
Okay. Will they meet that side property line setback?
They would meet the side property line setback, but in the event, if they were to move individually, they wouldn't meet the residence setback, so both parcels would have to go with, if they were to ever sell it.
Yeah, and that's not gonna be the feedlot residence, because it's not on the same parcel.
Right.
So you're gonna have a setback issue from your home. Because the feedlot residence has to be on the same parcel as the barn,
okay,
and if it's not, then that residence will need to meet the setback from those barns.
okay. Then that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, we were just told differently.
Okay, by whom?
I believe Colette,
Okay.
or who was it? Was it you, Colette? It's just that combined, we own the
No,
80 acres.
I came back a different day and that guy was working. But,
Okay.
Okay, we can combine.
Okay, so you'll come in and get that put together then?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Okay. So thank you for letting us know that, so we can hash that out. Yeah, it just meets a different setback then, that's the
correct, yep,
thing,
that makes
yep.
sense.
Okay. Anybody on the board have any questions for the applicants or for the staff? I'll start then, I guess. They're shy tonight, so. It says in your manure management plan, you guys are gonna transfer all your manure.
Correct.
Okay, is that to like multiple places or one or?
Just one.
Okay. And then who's that?
Theodore Casper?
Oh, okay. And then, okay. And that's what you got in your manure management plan?
Correct.
Okay. Do you give any thoughts that, like, if that would fall through someday, you got availability to get rid of it other places?
Yes.
You've been thinking about that in
Yeah,
case?
there's a couple other people that I heard have interest.
Yeah, okay. So that's just something I'd keep in back of my mind.
Mm-hmm.
If something would happen, you know how you can get rid of it, otherwise that's gonna jam you up in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then, another question I had, Amy answered about the township, or not township, the county approved your approach for the barns. So you'd be coming off of the county road then?
Yes.
Okay. Your stacking slab, you guys are planning on putting one up, I read in here.
Correct.
Then you're just do that on your own and do it on the same time as construction, or what's your plans with that?
We plan on doing it at the same time as construction,
Okay, so then you're gonna put a roof on it and all that, or just a slab?
with a roof on.
Okay, so you're gonna put the cement walls and all that? Okay. Okay, good. And then, in that condition, it said keep a grass, buffer around the barns. Probably heard on the previous application, usually that states 50 feet, around the barns and grass. It could be hay if you wanted hay, but it has to stay in grass.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, that's all I had for questions. Did a good job in your application. Appreciate that. You guys have anything? Helps a lot when you have stackable soils.
So, Mr. Chair,
Go ahead.
the way I understand this, and I was going to bring up about the manure management plan. So their manure management plan is going to be passed on to a broker, basically, to take care of all the assignment, or where it
One
goes.
farmer.
One farmer will
Yep.
take care of it all. So we don't have to worry about any conditions or anything with this,
Yep.
with that. Okay, just trying to understand it totally. Thank you.
Okay, and then just one more question. Again, I asked in the last application too. You guys proposing to do one well or two, one for each barn or?
One well. for
One
both
well.
barns.
You've been working with the DNR for a water
Yes.
appropriation permit? Okay. Been working on that, okay. All right. And then your disposal of your animals, you're gonna do it in your manure stacking slab?
Correct.
Okay, that's acceptable, but I just wanted to clarify that. Okay, otherwise, yeah, it all shows good. You got good offset rating, a lot of, details in here. You guys did a good job again, so. Guess at this time, we'll open it up to the public. If there's anybody in the public that would like to speak, for or against this application, now's the time. Any public comment? Again, I gotta ask 3 times, so I'll ask a third and final time. Is there any public comment? Hearing none, I'll close this portion of the meeting to the public. Okay, you guys ready to go through the criteria questions? Okay, question 1, the use will not put an excess burden on roadways, utilities, and public facilities such as parks and schools. Brent?
I don't believe that there's any public facilities, park schools in the area that are affected by that. As far as the roadways go, I think there's sufficient roadways there and utilities. Again, I think it'll be suffice for the 2 barns.
Okay, thank you, Brent. Anybody have anything else to add to question 1? I just state that they worked with the county, got a road approach approved. Being that got approved, that means the road's good enough to handle the traffic that the trucks and all them things will be doing. Otherwise, they wouldn't have got the approach approved, so just add that on there. We'll move on to question 2. The request will not be detrimental to the use and enjoyment of other property in the immediate vicinity for the purpose already permitted nor impede the normal and orderly development and improvement of surrounding vacant property for use as predominant area. George?
Yes, I believe the request will not be detrimental to the use and enjoyment of other properties in the vicinity. The land is zoned ag, meets and exceeds all setback requirements. A majority of the neighbors are over a half a mile away, and site has a 98% odor offset rating, which is excellent.
Thank you, George. Anybody have anything else to add to question 2? Hearing none, move to question 3. The use and opinion of the Planning Commission is reasonably related to the existing land use and environment. Groundwater, surface water, and air quality in the surrounding area will not be adversely affected by the proposed use. Marvin?
Yes, I believe it will not, and the reason why, offset rating of 98%. What is it, nearest resident, 1,320 feet away, have a stacking slab. They planned a building at that time. It's a little bit higher soils, and, and it's a remote area. So I feel it meets all that criteria.
Okay, thank you, Marvin. Anybody have anything else to add to question 3?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to add that all the manure will be transferred off-site to Mr. Casper.
Okay, thank you. Okay, question 4, the use is consistent with the purpose of the zoning ordinance and the purpose of the zoning district in which the applicant intends to locate the proposed use. John?
Yes, it is zoned ag, and this is an ag application, and if it wasn't, we would be looking at a rezone, and we're not.
Okay, thank you. Anybody have anything else to add to question 4? Hearing none, go to question 5. The use is not in conflict with the comprehensive plan or the water plan in the county. I would say yes. When we look at, they got suitable stacking soils. They're planning to put up a manure stacking slab. Manure isn't going to be there for long periods of time. It's getting transferred away. So we look at the water issues with that. I think that really helps out with that. Also, working with the DNR possibly for a water appropriations plan. Working that way through to make sure that side of it's all covered. They meet all their setbacks. They worked and got enough land, so they meet all their criteria that way. They don't need a variance on this. So I'd have to say yes to question 5. Anybody have anything else to add? Okay. So I guess we just have the one condition before we vote. just, would like to maintain a 50-foot grass buffer around the barns. You guys have any other conditions that you want? Okay,
Do we have to condition Mr. Chair?
go ahead,
Do we have
John.
to condition the combining of the properties? Or is that just a scout's honor or
Well, if it ain't done, then their conditional use permit is void, and then they can't. So then that'd be another issue.
Good
So I
enough.
think that
Just
would be
check.
sufficient enough, I think.
perfect?
Good question, though.
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead, Marvin.
it said they're gonna be building a stacking slab right away, but, is that a condition? Because just in case, do we need to put that on, or is that part of it, the way it's written?
If that's something that bothers you,
Well,
put it on.
I-
I'm just asking because like for me, they don't have to have one because they got suitable.
Soils.
I think, by them doing it, it helps. It's, shows that they're committed to keep their farm and their farmland healthy and uncontaminated and for a long time. But, yeah, anybody feels that that's appropriate, that it needs to be, speak up, yes.
Well, being it soils are suitable, but they plan on doing it, I don't think we need that condition at this moment.
But good thought anyways. Okay, if not, we'll move to our vote. Okay. Question 1, the use will not put an excess burden on roadways, utilities, and public facilities such as parks and schools. Brent?
Yes.
George?
Yes.
Marvin?
Yes,
John?
Yes.
Myself, Clint is yes. The request will not, question 2, the request will not be detrimental to the use and enjoyment of other property in immediate vicinity for the purpose already permitted, nor impede the normal and orderly development and improvement of surrounding vacant property for uses predominant area. George?
Yes.
Marvin?
yes,
John?
Yes.
Myself, Clint is yes. Brent?
Yes.
Question 3, the use and opinion of the Planning Commission is reasonably related to the existing land use and environment. Groundwater, surface water, and air quality in the surrounding area would not be adversely affected by the proposed use. Marvin?
yes,
John?
Yes.
Myself, Clint is yes. Brent?
Yes.
George?
Yes.
Question 4, the use is consistent with the purposes of the zoning ordinance and the purpose of the zoning district in which the applicant intends to locate the proposed use. John?
Yes.
Myself, Clint is yes. Brent?
Yes.
George?
Yes.
Marvin?
yes,
Question 5, the use is not in conflict with the comprehensive plan or the water plan of the county. Myself, Clint is yes. Brent?
Yes.
George?
Yes.
Marvin?
yes.
John?
Yes.
Okay, looks like all 5 of the questions were answered in affirmative, so I guess at this time I take a motion to recommend approval with the one condition.
Mr. Chair, I'd make that motion with the one condition.
Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion with one condition.
Okay, motion made and seconded by Brent and George. Okay, with the one condition, all in favor say aye. Brent?
Aye.
George?
Aye.
Marvin?
Aye,
Myself, Clint is aye. John?
Aye.
Okay, we're gonna recommend to the County Board of Commissioners to approve this. That'll be our recommendation, and they'll hear that on October 21st. If you got any questions on any of this before then, contact staff at Land Service. And,
Thank you.
yep, thank you guys. Free to go.
Sign there, please. Thank you.
Okay, at this time, we got any new or old business? I don't have any. Amy, do you have any on the staff side?
No, I do not, Mr.
Okay.
Chair.
I guess we have minutes from September 30th. You guys get a chance to look through them at all? Yep.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from September 30.
Okay.
I will second that.
Okay. Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye,
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, minutes approved. Guess at this time I take a motion adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion made and seconded adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
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 Meeting adjourned.